I want to talk a little bit about tank mixing order, and exactly how we want to do proper tank mixes. So depending on your weed spectrum, you're going to pick different tank mix partners, and maybe glyphosate. You only want to put a layered residual in like Herbicides. So you want to add Liberty to the tank mix. There's a few things we need to be aware of. Every label on every herbicide there is has a tank mixing order and the proper way to tank mix. Sometimes people neglect to look at that and follow it closely. So I want to re-emphasize the importance of following your tank mix order and making sure you're doing it accurately. I want to show a picture here. This is a picture taken in North Dakota. What we're doing is, screens were getting plugged, nozzles were getting plugged, and this was when they were applying Enlist 1 with a K-salt glyphosate, and they were also tank mixing some S-metolachlor layered residual along with it. And we didn't know what was going on for a couple days. It took a little while to figure it out, but we did figure it out. And once we figured it out, then we didn't have any more issues. We had 0 calls after that. So here was what was going on. We had applicators that were adding AMS products, dry AMS products, into the tank, and then they were injecting the herbicides at the same time. So they had their tank, I think they had 1,000, 1,500 gallon sprayers. The sprayers were only about 10 to 15, 20% full of water. And they were dumping dry AMS in the top, and at the same time they were inducting all the herbicides through their inductor into the tank. So what was going on is the dry AMS was not getting fully dissolved. The dry AMS takes a little bit of time. It takes a little time to dissolve it, takes a little bit of time to get it hydrated, and then we can add one at a time, we can add the additional herbicides that we want to add to the tank. So here's how we fixed it. First of all, we're always going to recommend you want that tank of water, your spray tank, half full of water before you add anything at all to the tank. And then you add your water conditioners, and AMS would be that water conditioner, and there's others as well, either liquid or dry. Put that in the top of the tank. Then you need to give that, while the tank is agitating, you need to give that a little bit of time to get dissolved and hydrated. That could take 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, kind of depending on your water temperature and hardness of your water. But you want to get enough time to get that fully dissolved. Then after that's done, then you can start inducting or adding your other herbicides. And you got to follow the proper tank mix order. So if you're putting in, let's say an S-metolachlor product like Everprex, you would add that next, give that a few minutes to get agitated and get in the tank. Then you would add your glyphosate. Then you would add your Enlist 1. Then you would add your Liberty. And those three are all soluble liquids, can be put in any order. But the key is you got your tank half full of water, plenty of time to dissolve your water conditioners, and then you're adding one product at a time into the tank with a few minutes between each one. If you do that, that completely stopped the plugging of the screens. The issue we saw mostly was with K-salt glyphosates. So if you're using a K-salt based glyphosate, it's very important to follow the order and do everything very properly. With Durango and the dimethylamine salt, which is a different kind of salt, glyphosate, we did not have the issues with it, but highly recommend you still follow the proper tank mixing order. Make sure that tank's got enough water before you add anything to start with. If you do it properly, then we did not have any issues concerning plugging of screens and nozzles after that.